Plaintiff Sean Nesland was married to the defendant, and he claims he was heartbroken when the defendant said she was in love with another man. Even after Sean forgave her, he claims the defendant continued to cheat, and he's suing her for breach of contract and insurance deductible and payments. Defendant Ashley Nesland says Sean was controlling and manipulative, and when she told him she wanted a divorce, he had her committed to a psych ward.
Start with you.
Well, I've known Ashley since she was 8 years old, and we were married for 6 or 7 years. We
Starting
had 4
when?
kids together.
When did you marry?
It was 2010.
Okay.
Well, it's 2009 on paper. It's 2010, a wedding in Mexico.
Okay.
And, we had a rough end of the marriage. Ashley said she fell in love with another man, and it broke my heart.
Was there any signs?
Not really. I was sleeping, and she came to me and said
No, I'm saying over the course of months or...
it was not really, not too, it just really hit me like a bullet.
No, I'm saying, did she change her pattern?
Well, she came to me and just told me the way it was.
Okay, sir. Usually you can tell when somebody, if they're cheating, and things usually change. In other words, they don't go to work from 9 to 5, or they stay out later than they used to. Something changes about their pattern. Usually people can look back and reflect. Even if you don't see it coming, you can say, I remember she did start coming in late, so it must have started happening. Or she would come home from work a couple hours late.
Well, it's like this. It was an emotional affair, and he was out of state.
If they're cheating, and things usually change. In other words, they don't go to work from 9 to 5, or they stay out later than they used to. Something changes about their pattern.
Plaintiff Sean Nesland is suing his ex-wife, who claims after she told Sean she wanted a divorce, he had her committed to a psych ward.
And how did it start? Do you know? On the internet?
Well, yeah. I guess she just fell in love with this other man.
Good enough. I was just wondering how she met him, whether it was an internet dating that led
I think it was
to a
on the
divorce.
internet or on the, I don't know exactly.
You never asked her? You never said, where did you meet this guy?
Well, it was kind of like this.
You're leaving me for a guy. Where did you meet him, honey? This is horrible. Why are you doing this? Don't let this happen. Let's keep our family together.
Yeah.
I'll forgive you.
I said that. We went to therapy.
Did you ask her how she met him among all that?
Well,
want to know?
Here's what she said. She was in love with him, and she wanted me to buy a plane ticket to go see him. And I said, you better text him first, make sure he really wants you there. And she said, well, that's a good idea. And she texted him, and he said, if you come anywhere near me, I'm going to call the police. I was using it for money. It was a scam. He didn't like her. He hated her.
What happened after that?
Well, we got divorced formally in 2016.
After that, you all determined that you couldn't get past that?
Yeah, we went to therapy.
You know the guy was a scammer. It's the fact that she intended to do it.
She did it again. She did this several times.
Wow.
I mean, this is the biggest point because it's terrible. But out of several times, she never changed patterns.
I was hoping for the best.
If you cheated several times and he never got a whiff of you doing anything different than you always have, you need to cheat for some other people. Cheating coach.
I gotta just tell you,
create that industry. If that's true, I'm gonna let you tell me. I'm having fun because it may not be true. Go ahead.
Your Honor, this broke my heart. This, at the time, it's funny now looking back on it to everybody, but at the time it was heartbreaking. We went to therapy for a lot of days, a lot of weeks, a lot of months.
Trying to get past.
Trying to see if she could stop.
You tried.
If she wanted to stop, if she could stop, but she just didn't want to stop. So, we really tried, and it really did break my heart. We have 4 kids together, 4 really wonderful, great kids.
There's several times stuff, sir, got me stumped a little. I'll ask her, ma'am, what do you want to tell me about this? He says you cheated several times, or you told him several times you wanted somebody and you pursued someone else. You tell me.
Complete fabrication, Your Honor.
I've known Sean, as he said, for 11 years. We dated for 5. We're married for 6 of those. Throughout the entire marriage, Sean was very controlling and manipulating. I always had to ask permission to do anything, for which the answer was always no, or not with my money, or not with my cars. Whenever I tried to stick up for myself or kind of defend myself in those positions, that's when the verbal abuse would set in. Usually, you're stupid, you're dumb, no one else would ever want you or love you. And the final straws for me is after we had children, when my oldest son came to me and asked for something and I had told him no, which I thought was a reasonable answer to the request being made. And he goes, "Mommy, you're just stupid." And I knew he had learned that from his father. When I told Sean that I wanted a divorce, that's when he decided to have me committed on a 72-hour involuntary psych hold. Because if I didn't want him, that was taking...
Have you been diagnosed with a mental illness?
I was released with no diagnoses.
Before or since?
Like postpartum depression after my children.
And was that during the time frame that he checked you in?
Yes, there was a child born within 3 months of him having me on the psych hold, but I was released from the psych hold with no diagnoses or medications prescribed.
No medication?
Correct.
Or diagnosis?
Correct.
Sir, any of this happen?
Yes, she was committed to a...
Why'd you do that?
A lot of reasons. She was getting violent. She wouldn't stop, these crazy acts.
How did the violence end when she would be violent? She would just suddenly just stop?
Yeah.
She would be attacking you and just stop in her tracks?
Yeah.
How many times did that happen?
Several. I didn't record the incident.
Several times she was violent against you?
Yes.
All right. You have any police reports?
No.
Never went to the police?
No.
How did you get her committed?
Well, what happened was I was going to a group called Living with Mental Illnesses, because this is actually a mental illness.
Where do you get your information that this is a mental illness?
From her doctors.
What doctors?
Her
she had psychiatrist?
She had a psychiatrist. She had a psychologist.
Ma'am, do you have psychiatrists?
Not currently. I do not. In my past, I have had them before.
Okay, and what was it for? Was it anything that your condition resulted in rage or violence?
No, depression from a very dysfunctional childhood.
Okay. Do you know of anything beyond depression?
Yes.
What?
A bipolar disorder.
Okay, and you said that's not true?
It's absolutely a lie.
I ask you, you never say, where did you meet this guy?
Well, it was kind of like this.
You're leaving me for a guy. Where did you meet him, honey? This is horrible. Why are you doing this? Don't let this happen. Let's keep our family together.
Yeah.
I'll forgive you.
I said that. We went to therapy.
Did you ask her how she met him among all that?
Plaintiff Sean Nesland is suing his ex-wife, who claims after she told Sean she wanted a divorce, he had her committed to a psych ward.
And you say her doctors told you that that was her condition?
Yes.
All right. I don't believe those doctors did that. Just don't believe it. And you never called the police. You have nothing to show. How was she committed? What occurred? You took her there, or did the police come?
She voluntarily agreed after her psychiatrist recommended it.
Did you, ma'am?
I was out running. I enjoy running. And so I was out on like a 3-mile run. I came home. There was a police car in my driveway. And they said that Sean had told them that I was a threat to myself and others.
That didn't happen?
Yeah, that happened.
You just told me that she went and turned herself in. You said she turned herself in. Your claim is dismissed for perjury. Have a good day. You just contradicted yourself. Have a good day.
I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
I just came. I guess I wish you both the best, or Ashley the best.
Plaintiff Nikita Binion says while she and her son, who is with her in court, were at a baseball game, her son went to the restroom. And when he came back, his eye was swollen and bleeding. Nikita claims she rushed her son to the hospital and later learned the defendant's son had hit her son with a rock, so she's suing. Defendant Prentice Johnson admits that while at the baseball game, his son was throwing rocks, but he insists there were 4 other kids throwing rocks, including Nikita's daughter. Prentice is countersuing for defamation of character.
Start with you.
So on the night of June 27, 2019, I was not aware of Mr. Prentice. I never met him before this time. And on that night, we was at my older son's baseball game when my younger son, Russell, needed to go to the restroom. And so I sent him to the restroom with his older sister, which was behind the baseball field. And he came back and he was crying. And I was trying to see what was wrong with him because his face was kind of buried in the shirt. And when I looked, his eye was swollen shut with some blood coming out. So I immediately knew I had to just get him to the hospital. So we got to the hospital at Loyola, about 10 minutes away. And they evaluated him and got him right up to an ICU unit where an ophthalmologist on call had to be called in to evaluate his eye. Once he was able to pull the eye back, his eye was protruding out of his head. So he immediately had to call the surgeon because they had to relieve the pressure, which they cut the tendon to relieve the pressure off the back of the eye. That's why the eye was sticking out. So after all that happened and seeing him like that, I was just very upset. You know, I didn't know. All I knew was that he got hit in the eye with a rock. That's all he kept saying. I got hit with a rock on the way to the hospital. So once the surgery and everything was done, I reached out to the baseball team, which we have a group chat, and I asked them, you know, who is this boy with a blue shirt? Because he did say, well, it was a boy with a blue shirt, but he didn't know him because he never seen them. So when they just basically told me, oh, we know who it was, and that it was his son, Rajon. That's how I was able to obtain Mr. Prentice's information. And then I reached out to him via text.
How did the incident occur from your knowledge?
So
what were you told?
There was no adults back there. They were in the back throwing. Well, Rajon, 2, 3 other boys. And then my son and other.
They were doing what?
They were throwing rocks. They was throwing rocks.
There
Well,
it was 5 boys.
Okay.
Well, 4 boys and 1 girl, which her daughter was.
What'd you say about her daughter?
Her daughter was back there also.
Was your daughter back?
My stepdaughter is the one who escorted him to the restroom.
You're saying her daughter was throwing rocks?
Yes, it was 5 kids throwing rocks, and from my thing, it was.
You sure your daughter wasn't throwing rocks?
No, she is a 12-year-old responsible girl, and I don't see her throwing rocks. She's very responsible, and she wasn't even aware of what had happened until she heard Russell crying.
Plaintiff Nikita Binion is suing because she claims the defendant's son hit her son with a rock and she was forced to rush him to the hospital.
Let me hear from you.
First of all, I'm a big fan of yours, Yana. My mother named Pumpkin May. She say you my father, but that's a DNA case on another time. So,
No star, no star.
I'm 32 years old, father of 5, raised by a single mother. Lost my father at 6 months to his best friend, made me a rebellious kid. I was one of those out gangbanging uptown Illinois, west side of Chicago, even in Bellwood, still to this day.
You gangbanging to this day in Bellwood?
No, I mean, not gangbanging to this day, but I'm still out here, though. I'm out here. So
out here what? What that mean?
I'm a role model now. I'm an OG.
Okay.
I'm an OG.
All right.
So kids look up to me.
Make it plain.
Yeah, all right. So I try not to raise my kids like I was raised up because I ain't had no father. So I'm active with my son.
Where were you that night?
I was there.
Okay.
I was there actually because they was interested in Rajon. He's the #1 defensive end in Western Suburbs for football. So he's a real good athlete. And Athletic Connection was the name of the group. They wanted him. So he was there participating in everything. So this whole thing is just a misunderstanding because it was 5 kids back there throwing rocks. My son admitted. I raised him on integrity. You know what I'm saying? So I believe
He admitted what?
He admitted that he was one of the kids back there throwing rocks, but he said it was 5 of them.
And your son is the one that identified it?
My son is the one who identified him as a boy in a blue shirt.
Out of all the 5 people, he saw at that point, at that particular moment, he saw the boy in the blue throw the rock.
That's what he said, y'all.
Okay, and
he is an honest boy. He wouldn't just lie. And I did ask him, and this is the words that he said to me. I said, well, how do you know? When I did find out it was numerous of kids throwing rocks, I said, well, how did you know that it was the boy in the blue shirt. And he said, well, I seen him when he threw it and it was coming towards my face.
Well,
I mean,
it's just tough to take your information from your son who saw the rock coming, he says.
Right.
And out of the 5, he's able to say that's their one kid.
Can I please submit the text messages that I have between me and Mr. Prentice?
Yes. What did they say?
So
that's what I need to see. Does he accept responsibility?
When I reached out to him, he did say, you know, it's not fair that you're blaming my son. And I said, okay, well, we all can meet. And we agreed to meet. On the day that we were going to meet, 2 hours, I texted him, are we still meeting? And he texted me back 2.5 hours later and said, I'm not going to be able to meet you. And that was it. He never tried to contact me about anything. And I said, that's okay.
I did ask her about the rescheduling.
What did you ask?
I proven that I did care, and I said, I'm just tied up. I got 5 kids, and, you know, 2 of my boys
I
are
won't
sports.
make it today. I'm tied up with the scheduling. I asked my son about what happened. He told me the same story about 5 other kids throwing rocks, and your son was caught in the crossfire. If you want to meet, we can, and also have the other parents. Were the other parents there?
The parents was there. We were all at Proviso East.
You all met?
Yes.
Waiting on him?
Yes.
And while you were waiting on him, what was discussed?
We was just discussing that if it needs to be shared, then they will take the responsibility and everything will be shared.
The $500 defamation, how does she owe you?
Because after that, the AK program wouldn't allow my son to be a part of that until this situation was resolved. So they kind of was like treating my son bad, and he really wanted to join that program.
Yeah. Well, defamation is she must intentionally lie in effort to hurt your reputation, and I'm not hearing that. Ma'am, unfortunately, the law requires that you convince me by a preponderance of evidence that what you're saying is more likely than not the truth. I would suggest you return to those parents who said they're willing to split it. You will participate in that split?
No.
Okay. Do you believe your son did it?
No, Your Honor.
How can you be so certain that your son didn't?
No, we don't know. We don't know.
Right, there you go. And that's why I'm saying that the most fair thing would be that all you parents split it, but you don't want to do it. Once again, ma'am, you haven't convinced me. The claim is dismissed. Yours is dismissed as well. I thought he would do the honorable thing and not knowing confidently that his son didn't do it, as he's admitted, but you haven't proven to me that out of the 4 people, he says 5, including your daughter.
Yes, and that's understandable, but I don't believe he even had the intentions.
You got to convince me, and you have it, unfortunately.
All right.
Have a good day. Claim, unfortunately, I have to dismiss it.
I'm sorry for making you think that I hit you in that eye with a rock.
That's okay.
Well, I wish the 4 mothers would have came up with this conclusion for a payment plan, and we ain't have my son not being a part of the AK program, but we gonna be all right anyway. Season coming up, so we good.
Plaintiff LaRon Parker says 2 months into dating the defendant, they moved in together, and LaRon realized that the defendant was immature and controlling. LaRon is suing his ex-girlfriend for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Megan Wise says after she moved in with LaRon, he became very secretive, and the day before Valentine's Day, he received nude pictures from another woman on his phone. Megan denies owing LaRon for anything.
Start with you.
Me and Megan, we met 2017 in May when I was enrolled in barber school. She was a cosmetologist. We started off as friends in the beginning, first couple months. We started to become a little bit more than friends. I had her move into my apartment. At the time, that was around like July. Relationship was kind of okay, it started to get a little rocky.
How long after did it start to get rocky?
To be honest, I could say about 4 months maybe, sir.
Okay.
What's he mean by rocky?
Yeah, y'all smoking?
No. We weren't smoking. You know, it was just up and down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got you.
See, I got him thinking about crack all the time. He ain't never met a crackhead.
Plaintiff LaRon Parker is suing his ex-girlfriend. who claims while they were together, LaRon received nude pictures on his phone from another woman.
So it got a little rocky. What were the problems?
So the relationship that we had got into was kind of fast because she moved in after 2 months. I didn't really know her as much as I thought I did. So more as we came on to the relationship, I felt like she was a little bit more immature than what I was. And, you know, she didn't let me go out with friends. She had
How old were you all?
I was 20 at the time.
Okay, 20, and how old was she?
She was 18.
And you all living together?
Yes.
All right. Maybe you're too young for that emotional entanglement. I'm not an advocate of deep love in teenage years because typically they're not emotionally developed or prepared, and it can damage their lives if they can't control it emotionally. So wait till you're about 25 and go on with all that. Just like they say, men like to play the field before they get married. You need to do a lot of playing the field. You get married and you haven't been with anyone else, you might get kind of antsy and think about how it might be. So that's my advice. Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Okay, so when we met in school, I noticed he was like pretty flirtatious with the girls around school.
He wasn't finished.
Right.
I don't know what y'all thought.
Right, but I mean, despite that, we ended up hanging out like outside of school and got like a pretty good connection. Like we had a lot of things in common and just connected very well. And like he said, I did move in with him 2 months after we were together. And then while we were, like when I first moved in, like everything I feel like was okay. But then he started becoming really secretive, would take secret phone calls outside of the room and hide his phone, just acting very suspicious. So obviously I was assuming that he was cheating. Come February, the day before Valentine's Day actually, he received nude photos from a woman with a Valentine's Day message. And that was pretty much it for me. So
Where'd
after
you see
that,
him?
on his phone.
Oh, okay, you broke into his phone.
Well, his phone was open and he was in the bathroom. He got a message and
You looked at it. All right.
Right.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
And most times when people dig and dig, they're going to find something they don't like.
Right. I didn't have to dig
Maybe
too much.
even
though.
misconstrue it, but nonetheless, get your feelings hurt.
Right.
I mean, my wife and I, we've been married 37 years. I promise you I'm not looking at her phone or nothing else behind her. I don't want to see something that I misconstrue. She might write the wrong name out or use a nickname for her father and I get the wrong impression, you know? Hey, Boopy. I love you. Who is Boopy? I read it in your phone. Let me get, hold on, I'll let you know who Poopy is. Dad, tell Greg what your nickname is. Boopy? So that's my point. Who knows? All right. So you all played that game. That's how you broke up?
Yes.
All right. Haven't been back together since?
No.
No. That says yes to me.
No.
No? Okay. That means she wants to then. All right. She hesitated for a reason. No.
Plaintiff LaRon Parker is suing his ex-girlfriend, who claims while they were together, LaRon received nude pictures on his phone from another woman.
All right, and tell me about the loan. How does she owe you for it? Tell me, describe the loans.
To start off the loan, sir, she had a small repairment, so her transmitter had went out in November, and she had not had all the money. It was about $3,000, so I told her I would help her out with some of it, especially because we're in a relationship and I wasn't rushing on the payback, but it became a problem more the months came on. So she gave me a payment in December of about $100, and then another one in January. Then around February, she claimed that I cheated on her. I did not. And since then, she's blocked me, which I have evidence of. She's never texted me about any of the money.
You've asked about the money?
Of course, sir.
All right, and what has she said?
Nothing.
She didn't say, I don't owe you?
She didn't say anything.
Ma'am, has he asked you about the money? And if so, have you told him that you don't owe him?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't receive any text messages, but it is probably because I blocked him. Because he cheated on me, so I didn't want any more contact with him.
The money, ma'am, let's get to that.
Yes, so I did see that more as a gift because throughout the relationship, I mean, we gave each other money back and forth. November, like that's when my birthday is too, so I figured it was more of like a gift.
Did he ever ask you for the money back?
Not until after we broke up.
So it was made November of 18. You all broke up when? Wasn't it Valentine's of
February.
19 or something? All right. He had never asked for the money back or arranged a payment plan or given you a deadline to repay? You had never heard anything like that
Never.
before you broke up?
Correct.
Do you have any evidence that you asked for the money prior to breaking up?
Yes, sir.
Let me see it. We can get rid of this real quick. And hope it's not one that was blocked. Hey, everything's smooth? I ain't tripping, but I'm gonna need that money. I gave you $1,500. You only gave me $125. Run the rest. You ain't never have to block me. This didn't have to come to this. Yeah, he's not making things up in his head that he would put on communication that's just between the two of you. Now, did you give him $125 toward anything?
For me, it wasn't towards anything. I was giving him $125 because he was asking for it, but he didn't say anything about the loan. He wasn't asking for money for the loan.
Oh, okay. Which loan?
The one that he's talking about.
Okay. You refer to it as a loan, too?
No.
You referred to it as a loan. Why didn't you respond to this? You didn't.
I didn't respond
kept
to those
him blocked
messages.
then, too?
Yes.
Okay, so you gave him the $125 because what?
Well, it was just kind of to give to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't for a gift.
You don't come across as being honest today. Judgment for the plaintiff. I don't believe a word she said. Have a good day.
Right now, honestly, I hope everything can be positive. I don't want anything else to happen, but I just still want to let you know that I didn't cheat on you. And I hope you stop all the petty allegations, you know.
I mean, we'll probably still end up being cordial, but he did cheat on me, so for that reason, we can't.